Hello there. I'm out here at one of my favorite spots. I come here on a regular basis. It's the preserve, and you're surrounded by the elements, by nature, by creation, and maybe, as you hear in the background, there are noises or sounds of geese. And this is even more fascinating. Maybe you heard that. So if I turn this way, you see there's still ice. I'm surrounded by ice and snow, and I had to make a way. That's fantastic. You hear that? That's the ice cracking, moving. Sorry, I'm with my thoughts all over the place right now. So first of all, I had to make a way to this spot. Usually it's free, it's clear, but there's no path really. I mean, because it's still the tracks are full of snow and ice, so it takes longer to get there. You don't know if you get to where you wanted to go because of the conditions might be even worse as you move along. But eventually, I made it. I made it to this spot, this bench, under quite the circumstances, or this is just beautiful. Sorry, the surrounding and the circumstances are a little different because it's colder, and it's cold. However, because of the cold, there's still ice. We've been having like really, really freezing temperatures, frigid temperatures, and but now sitting in a spot, not in the fall, not in the summer, not in spring, but in the winter, you actually witness what you just witnessed. If you heard it, and some maybe that watch it, you can see it. There's ice that makes sounds. It's just fantastic. Wow. I think I've never experienced anything like it, and I'm glad that I can share it with you. Anyway, so today I had some plans. I had to, normally I don't know how it is with you. You go into your day, maybe you have to get up to work and do all these kind of daily routines and things, which is great. And sometimes you have a day off, and then you maybe you rest, maybe you go for a hike, maybe you go for a walk, maybe you take a nap, maybe you watch a movie, maybe you meet somebody, whatever, and I had some very clear plans what I wanted to start with and do with, to go about my day and accomplish today. And then, I was going one way and had to drop off my kids at school. And then I was supposed to do something else, totally forgot about it. Ended up at home and realized I totally forgot about that. So which then left me like, oh my God, whatever I just planned is going to be interrupted. It's going to change. How I'm going to deal with that change, this interruption, this, things that I thought won't be one way, and now it's turned out to be another way. And usually I'm a big fan or like even proponent of saying like, hey, it's good to have a plan, but be open to change the plan. And I'm normally, I think, good with that and try to not just say that, but actually live it. But then when it comes down to it, maybe you still have this little nudge of like, dang it. I mean, that's not what I planned. Even though I say I'm open to change the plan, it takes me a little bit sometimes to get adjusted to the new plan, whatever that plan is, because especially if you don't know what the new plan is. But since I'm saying I'm like, hey, I'm open to change the plan. Let's change the plan. And so I did a few things and then had to go back out and drive back where I came from to do what I missed to do. And then with that, I realized, you know what? Since I'm already going in this direction again, I'm going to stop at this place right here. I would have not planned to do this today, and I'm so glad I did for different reasons, because it's beautiful, it's peaceful, it's out in nature, it's hearing the ice or underneath the ice or whatever the sounds of the ice moving. Maybe it's defrosting, it's thawing, it's because temperature get a little. It's still cold. I think it's still minus or like minus Celsius. So it would be like, I think it's 28 degrees. But we're getting there. It's getting a little warmer, and so whatever happens to the ice where it was just frozen and solid, it's now changing, transforming. So maybe spring is coming. That's wishful thinking. So anyway, and then I realized, you know what? So since this already changed, the plan has changed, might as well go along with this. And then next to that, and I want to share this little story with you, I started to listen to a YouTube video that a friend of mine sent me. And it's about a father, a priest, and he tells his life story with different things. I'm not done yet, but it's like, it's so wholesome. I just don't know. Like, like he tells a story, it was how he became a priest, on the circumstances that, like starting out in his life with horrible circumstances that you would never think he will go in this direction and embrace that vocation. But God has a way. Like he had a plan, like this priest had a plan, and God had another plan till he finally got into God's plan, if you know what I mean. And he tells the story. It's I had to laugh, I had to cry. It's just so beautiful. And then one thing that stuck out to me that, because he had all the other career going first before he even considered the priesthood and feeling called to that. And even embracing priesthood has been such a challenge, because it seems like even God had this plan for him all along, in order to get there. There's so many hurdles, so many obstacles, which he would thought like, well, now I'm up to this. I'm open and I'm ready and I'm willing. But now there's a lot of other elements that are not working in my favor. But eventually he did. So one thing though that stood out for me was this beautiful story that he had, like somebody that took him under his wings before he became a priest, into the priesthood. Said, hey, I want to go on a vacation, because he was helping this priest. I think he was in Boston, and he's like, yeah, I'm a big fan of vacation. Let's go. And so they went to Poland, and this priest, his like mentor, prayed a prayer. Basically said like, okay, God, we're just open for your will, for your plan today. Just lead us and guide us, and we submit to that. And something like this, and just let us see what you want us to see and do what you want us to do. And it was such a strange experience to him, to this now priest, because like the stories he would tell, like they experienced miracles, they experienced open doors that were shut, like things that were not supposed to work, and they worked because God showed them on a daily basis. Because of their willingness, because of their openness, because of them just like, look, you want to see the gospel in real life, in everyday life. If you're open for this, I will show you. And it's been so refreshing. It's been so insightful. It's been so, to hear that, like, no matter, where we are on our spiritual journey, some believe in miracles, some not. Some believe in, like some of this stuff still exists. Some believe, well, it's been passed away, with the apostles, whatever. However, if you look at scripture and you actually, like if God says, I'm the same yesterday and forever, then why should he stop doing any of those things that he said he will do? And, that reminds me, I listened to another podcast also from, a very influential, podcaster, and she mentions like, where are those signs and miracles today? We should see them. We should experience them, and not make them, not make believe, not make them up, not trying to enforce them, but simply submitting to the will of God, submitting to like, okay, this is my plan today, but what if I actually say, a prayer like these priests, and say, you know what? I'm going to give my right for my plans for today up to you and see what happens. And why am I sharing this? Because I'm out here because I gave up my plan. That was not my plan to be out here. But I figured like there's a reason why I'm out here, not just to record this video, but just for me to be out here and pray and contemplate and just connect with God and His creation. And this peaceful environment helps me to process, helps me to reflect, helps me to pray. Look at that. Wow, isn't that awesome? I mean, like just changing my plans for that sound, what you just heard, is amazing. So anyway, I'm finishing this up. You might have plans, and they might be good plans, whether it's for your life, whether it's for today. But what would happen? Like the guy, like in the gospel, it says, like, seek first the kingdom of God, and everything else will be added unto you. Whatever you need, those needs. God is aware of our needs, that we need food, that we need shelter, that we need clothes, that we need fellowship, that we need friends, family, all this. He knows all of it. And He wants us to give it. He wants to give it to us because we need it. That's how He created us. And that's how He engages with us. But what if those plans of my life and the plans I had today start with today? If I purposefully say, I'm going to give my plans up to you, and you can do whatever you want, surprise me and see what happens. So this is my first miracle that I experienced. There's other miracles, broader and more grander than this, but this is a miracle in itself, to see and to hear what's happening out here. And I'm so glad I can share with you. So I encourage you to, if you have a day, just be any day. It can be a regular day or a day off. And just I dare you to pray a prayer. It was like, okay, these were my plans for today, but you know what? I'm gonna give up this plan and embrace your plan and see what happens. With that said, and that sound of the ice cracking, the water moving underneath the ice, I thank you for watching, and I thank you for listening. And I hope that you will experience some things, because you give up your rights or your plans and embrace God's plans, and see what happens. And see what happens. Bye-bye.